Hey there, Cancer. Let's go ahead and get into your reading for the last portion of August 2019. But before I get into it, I do want to mention that I put out a video here asking for help. A dear friend of mine is dealing with cancer right now, and he needs help. He doesn't have any more money, and yeah, he needs to go to Mexico for stem cell treatment and a bunch of other stuff, and he really needs your help desperately. I'm using YouTube as a platform because it's the only way I know how to reach more than, you know, a small number of people. So please help him. The link to his GoFundMe is in the description box below. And without further ado, let's get into your reading. Show me energies present for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of August. Last portion of August 2019. Last portion of August 2019 for Cancer. Show me the energies present for Cancer. 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 Last portion of August. August. The Five of Swords coming out in reverse. That's great. Emotional healing. We have the Hangman in reverse as well. Okay. So basically what I'm feeling here right off the bat, Cancer, is that whomever you're dealing with or yourself, you're coming out of a phase or a state of stagnancy. It's looking at yourself, or whomever you're dealing with is looking at themselves. They are doing a fair amount of consideration in regard to how they are going to heal their life, change their direction, change their path. How they can be honest with themselves, how they can be honest with those that they deal with, you know, and it may be time for them to speak up. It may be time for them to share their truth. It feels like this person is stepping into themselves, or you might be stepping into a new phase of yourself and your understanding of how you want to live your life. The Nine of Pentacles here. Let's get going for one more here. And the Page of Wands in reverse. So the Nine of Pentacles is essentially an energy where we are we're not even communicating, we are doing, we are creating life on our own terms. We're gathering what we need to make things happen. It also may be a time where you need to cultivate that energy for yourself more. You know, you need to round it out a little bit more, know which direction you're going in, what you're actually going to be putting your efforts towards. The Page of Wands in reverse can be somebody who their longevity isn't really there. They don't really know exactly what they're getting into. It's somebody who needs to do more study. It's somebody who needs to get more involved in what's going to be beneficial for them. You know, it's essentially the beginnings to something where you can you essentially need to find your passion within this, you know. So if you've had a fair amount of self-sabotatory energy in the past, or whomever this is, you may be coming to a decision in your life or a place in your life now where you're starting to take notice of what is necessary, take notice of things that are valuable and important to you, and what makes you have more longevity in your life. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your emotions, the people that you connect with, you know. Are they quality people? Are they people who want to bring goodness into your life? Or are they people that bring you down? Are they people that, you know, pull you into drinking when you're trying to get out of drinking, pull you into drugging when you're trying to get out of drugging? People who, you know, aren't really there for you. They're just there. So it's kind of that discernment. And I think it's important for you to value your time, your effort in this life, and really take a chance at what you actually can be accomplishing here. There's a lot to be accomplished right now, Cancer, and things feel like they're moving in that direction. I think it's just fine-tuning that passion, fine-tuning that direction a little bit for yourself, but it feels like you're doing the work. Also, some of you may be coming out of a fair amount of depression. It's like the clouds are lifting. That's what I'm feeling here. The Five of Swords, you know, it doesn't always just have to be somebody playing mind games. It can also be where we play mind games with ourselves, where we keep ourselves in, you know, entrapments and ensnared in things that don't make sense for us anymore. But with this Hangman in reverse, it seems like you're actually making the headway, making things go. You know, you're learning the lessons, and it seems like it's actually taken some time and some pretty significant things in your life to come apart for you to move forward now. And I think you're in the right spot to do that. But I think it's just also about learning which direction you want to go in, what's going to bring you the right thing, you know, understanding what makes sense for you. Show me more for Cancer, please. So now you have the Knight of Wands. So excellent card to have right here. This is looking directly at the Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands, I know a lot of, it's not just a player. The Knight of Wands isn't just the card for the player. The card talks about being emboldened, impassioned, excited about life, excited about the new direction that you're going in, you know, but it also hints at, well, not even hints, it very much suggests that you need longevity, you know, sometimes, and this is kind of where this card is coming in, this Page of Wands in reverse. When we get excited about something, or we start thinking, okay, well, this is what I want to do, and maybe this and that, you know, it's like we go down this little bunny trail of ideas, and then we sometimes stop, you know, we don't really, it's like mentally living it is part of it, but then we have to start taking action. This is an action card, okay? Here we've been in our head quite a bit. Lots of thinking, lots of ruminating, lots of tossing ideas around in our head. And I think it's all for the sole sake of transformation here, Cancer. But right now what I'm feeling is that there is a shift in your awareness in regard to your own, I don't want to just say abundance, but your own livelihood, your own, you. I mean, you need to start paying more attention to you. And sometimes too, Cancers can be a bit, you guys take care of a lot of people. You and Pisces can be very much like that. You guys want to nurture, take care, sometimes to your detriment by not giving to yourself enough. You know, so now it's time to take back for you, okay? The Nine of Pentacles doesn't just mean you're out on your own by yourself. This is essentially when we implement our own ideas because we know they're going to be best for us. It's going to benefit us and those that are around us, okay? Give me more for Cancer. So that popped out like that. I'm going to read it 50-50 because I feel it 50-50. It's the Star. Star, Aquarian energy. The Star is essentially when we are being recognized. You know, I feel here the reason why it came out like this is because you're not quite yet ready to share what it is that you're gathering about yourself, the potentials, the things that you're ready for, you're moving towards. The Star denotes an energy where we are being recognized, where we are in somewhat of the limelight, where we are being noticed for our efforts and for the energy that we've put forth in our lives. You know, it's also talking about a fair amount of healing that needs to happen. So, you know, in regard to finances, in regard to getting up the nerve to just kind of say, fuck it, and do what you actually want to do in life. You know, it's changing things. This is all about changing your current situation towards something that you actually, truly, absolutely want within yourself. And it's things that may have been kind of hidden, you know? So if you have the desire to create a business, if you have the desire to donate money, you know, and be an anonymous donator, and I'm not, please, I'm not talking about my friend Tippett, even though if you do want to do that, please feel free. What I'm talking about is like charities. If you want to give of your time, you know, there are youth charities, there are youth organizations that absolutely need volunteers. You have children. I used to work with some of them. I would work with children ages 12 to 22, and the youngest ones I met were like 9 years old, and like some of them were hooking. Like, that's a terrible thing, like hooking on the highway. Like 10-year-olds don't need to do that. These kids need guidance. If this is something that you're, you know, able to put some of that nurturing energy towards somebody who maybe isn't quite in your life, that might help you also. There, I believe in World War II as well, Cancer, the women whose husbands and partners went to war, they were having such high anxiety, such depression in regard to thinking about their partners, worrying that they were going to die. One thing that ended up happening was there was a suggestion for them to volunteer. And what it did was it took their mind off of themselves and their worries, and it caused them to be of service, which ended up being a really beautiful thing for everybody involved. So I think, Cancer, if that's something that you are open to, consider being of service to others, you know. Consider trying to open yourself up to the ability and potential for giving to others versus looming and ruminating on pain, on frustration, you know. Give of your time to something else versus that frustration, you know. So show me more for Cancer, please. Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Wands. Okay. So yeah, Cancer, you are changing life. You're moving forward. Here's the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So moving forward, changing your speed, changing your pace, starting to communicate with those that are necessary for your progression, allowing things that are no longer working for you to start to dissipate and move away. You know, I honestly, I don't feel that this is a love reading, you guys. I really feel that this is something more so of a self change. It's changing the self, changing your awareness, allowing yourself to start to step into a new direction. And that sometimes can be the hardest. You know, it's like we don't know what we're getting into. Sometimes Cancer can be a bit of a creature of habit, but it's important to value the experience, value the fear, experience that fear, and just step into something new. You know, some of you, again, I really feel that there's some of you that are going to be dealing with the fear of becoming an entrepreneur. Try not to fear it. You know, there's a reason if you're having thoughts of creating something or, you know, building a business, there's a reason why you're thinking that. There's a reason why you've been brought these ideas and these thoughts and, you know, this confusion. It's to help you fine-tune your desire, help you fine-tune your asking. You know, what are you asking for? It's there to help you understand it better. And if your mind creates it, you can live it, okay? I know that seems very unattainable to a lot of people, but you can live it. You have to put passion into it. You have to feel, you have to trust the direction that you're going in, the path that you're going on, you know? I feel that this coming out sideways, a Star card, it's more so of an energy where we are afraid of being recognized for our actions and our efforts, for our potential, you know, but there's a lot of potential here. And what needs to bring it forward is basically shedding any type of frustrating pain that you felt in regard to your ability, your capability, who you are as a person. It's absolutely crucial for you to begin to value yourself and see yourself in the light that you are absolutely able to bask in, stand in, radiate. You have a lot going for you, Cancer. And I think it's about ready to blossom. Here we have the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is essentially a card where we recognize the problems of our life. We recognize the things that we've held on to, the burdens, the issues that have just kind of been there for so long in our lives. And it's like, it's been very difficult to let them go. Now, we recognize that they don't help us. We recognize by holding on to them, it's almost this self-sabotatory energy. You know, this is all about coming out of that. Here, look at these butterflies, these moths, these butterflies. It's interesting. Look at them. They have, it's almost like the death's head moth. Remember Silence of the Lambs? Maybe, maybe not. But moths, butterflies, they represent transformation. They represent moving your energy, trusting that there's going, not even trusting, doing, you know, a little caterpillar doesn't, you know, create a a cocoon and a chrysalis and then come out a butterfly because it thought about it. It's in its innate sense, its innate being to do these things. And like I'm saying, if you have these ideas, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, or if you're going to get yourself out of some space, some emotional sadness, these darker places that we've been in, you know, if you're going to get yourself out of that, it's part of what you're supposed to do. Okay, you can't stay there forever. Same with this hangman. Upright, the hangman, that's a hard card. That's a hard position to be in. How long can you actually dangle from one angle? That's not going to be comfortable for too long, is it? Here, we're allowing ourselves to come back. We're allowing ourselves to release that energy. Cancer, it's important for you to communicate your feelings, your needs. It's important for you to start to take action and movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 cards of action here. Very, very, very fast moving. And I think it's going to start coming at you like lightning bolts. Like, okay, this is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. And I think it's going to be your job right now to foster that into your existence, Cancer, to not run away from things just because you don't have all of the information. Piece it together. Try not to get overwhelmed. So let's go ahead and clarify these cards. Hang on, I'm dropping cards on the floor. So show me the show me the 5 of Swords in reverse for Cancer. Show me the 5 of Swords in reverse. So you have, okay. So for the 5 of Swords in reverse, you have the 5 of Cups, and you also have the King of Cups. Now, those cards are very interesting. With the 5 of Cups, we are essentially letting go of worry, letting go of fear, letting go of emotional distress, ruminating, problems, being able to process anything further than the pain that's in front of you. With the King of Cups, you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, primarily Scorpio energy. If this is somebody, they are coming through to essentially no longer be problematic. But Cancer, this can also represent you, okay? Now, the King of Cups, who is he? If he's not dealing with other people, he tends to be a beautiful human being. He tends to be a philanthropist. He's somebody who cares about others, but also more than anything, he cares about himself because he can't give to others unless he values and cares about himself. The King of Cups is a beautiful energy. You know, very, very generous, genuine with their time and their effort and the way that they communicate. They want to do better. They want to help those that are in their lives, and they want to help those that may not be as significant in their lives, but still show that care and connection to those. You know, it's somebody who's very altruistic. Show me the Hangman in reverse. So for the Hangman in reverse, you have the 5 of Pentacles here. And at the bottom of the deck for the 5 of Pentacles, you have the Star. So again, this energy where we are, you know, coming out of a state of being locked out, coming out of a state of being shut off, okay? This has been a big lesson here. This card trumps this court card. That's not even a court card. It's just a minor. Yeah. Essentially moving out of this energy so you don't have to be beholden to poverty, sadness regarding your stability, your finances. You know, it's really, truly fine-tuning things to release, and it's having allowed that time to pass so you can actually have an understanding of what you need to do. I really, again, Cancer, get this deep feeling that like this has been happening for quite a long time, and you're starting to emerge. You're starting to shift off the layers and allow yourself. I think that's kind of a key phrase there, key term. Allow yourself to come out of the darkness, to emerge and to begin to open up yourself to something, your own potential. And sometimes that's the hardest part about anything. But here, the 9 of Pentacles, that's all about your own potential. It's all about personal triumph, personal pursuits, doing things your own way, getting a feel for yourself and how you do things. Also, it is being able to allow yourself to step into new ground, new territory in regard to what will be benefiting you in the future. And I think that this whole reading is very much about that, benefiting you in the future, benefiting your present by recognizing what you've been through, what you've held on to, the ways that you've experienced life up until this point, and now moving forward towards something absolutely of your own making. And that can be scary. But if it's in your mind and in your heart and in your life to do it, do it. Show me the 9 of Pentacles for Cancer. Show me the 9 of Pentacles for Cancer, please. Okay, you have 2 cards popping out. So you have the Moon coming out in reverse. Excellent. That I know that's a Pisces card. You got Pisces here twice and the King of Cups, but this is also Cancer to me. And then you have Justice, Libran energy. So the Moon and Justice, very interesting with with the 9 of Pentacles and the World at the bottom of the deck. The plot thickens. So this is getting out of your own head with the Moon. This is conquering emotional fears in regard to how you're going to go about this situation. Conquering your, again, with this 5 of Swords in reverse, your sabotory, I don't want to say habits, but tendencies, sabotory tendencies, you know, sometimes where we can, you know, have a great idea and like know it would work and then just not do it because it's completely foreign to us, or like we just aren't sure that it's going to work, but we feel it will, but we don't do anything about it anyhow. It's about calming that knee-jerk freak-out reaction and actually just dipping your toe and then putting the rest of your toes and then putting your foot and then putting your leg and then actually standing in the water, okay? Standing in those emotions, those fearful things. Justice, Libra energy, but justice nonetheless. This is an energy where we are righting wrongs. We are being utterly honest. We are cutting out crap that doesn't make sense for us anymore. We're letting go of this fear, these imaginary fears. And I don't want to say they're imaginary, but they're not helpful. You know, they've gotten you here. They've gotten you to this point, which is helpful, but to maintain them is not helpful. And that's where we start to see the light. That's where we start to be very honest with ourselves. The Justice card is about full-on honesty in regard to what you want to do, how you want to make your money, how you want to stabilize your life. It's about cutting out this emotional entrapment, this frustration where we don't know what we're going into. It's allowing things to happen. When you speak with your truth, more truth perpetuates. You bring on more to your life that is in higher energy, higher vibration. Show me the Page of Wands in reverse. Oh, I do want to mention, I started shuffling already. Well, anyways, at the bottom of the deck, there was the World, and the World talks about finalities. It talks about new beginnings. After we recognize what's gone on in the past, we change things, we allow things to fall away. It is also a card of travel here, and the World. I know it's in the deck, but the 8 of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the 8 of Wands. I'm sorry, I know I tapped. Maybe that's hard for people to hear. I don't mean to like tap, tap, tap. The 8 of Wands is about movement. It's about travel, you know. It's a lot about thought, communication, getting things going, mobilizing ideas, making things happen. It's transformation with all of these moths and butterflies. The World, it is allowing things to break away, allowing yourself to experience a new phase in your life. But it has to happen after you let go of pain, frustration, this energy here where we are, you know, maybe you've dealt with self-sabotory energy. Now you're letting it go. Show me the Page of Wands in reverse here for Cancer. So you have the 3 of Wands for the Page of Wands in reverse. Now, again, here we go. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the 3 of Pentacles. So with this energy, with the 3 of Wands in reverse, with the Page of Wands in reverse, this is, again, urging you to not give up on plans and ideas just because you don't have all of the information, just because you're afraid of something. Please don't give up on things just because you don't know, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know? Sometimes that light comes through like a tiny little peephole and it like gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You just have to trust that. You have to keep going with it. And allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Here at the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Pentacles. So with this card, essentially, this is an energy where we, Cancer, are essentially gaining information into what we want. We are teaming up with people that will be able to help us in regard to what we want. If this is a matter of you dealing with a new entrepreneurial endeavor, it's essentially talking about creating contracts, you know, connecting and communicating with people that are going to be able to help you in your endeavor, getting on the boat with the same type of goal with others. Okay. It's a very helpful card, but it's helpful only when we don't chuck it away because we're afraid. You know, some of you, I feel you're just getting to the point where you're actually being stable on your own. And I know that's not meant to say like, oh, you live in your parents' basement, or like, you know, you can't handle life. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like emotionally, sometimes life can be really, really, really rough on a lot of us. And you guys tend to feel some of the most energy out of a lot of the signs. I mean, everybody feels, but if it's been difficult just being able to get to this place where you want to do things of your own volition, ideas, the things that you want to take on in this world, it's starting. The energy is here. It's present. It's starting. You just need to be a leader here. Okay. So underneath this, you have the Emperor. He's a leader in his life. He chooses to go in the direction that he wants. This also is very, essentially with this Emperor card, the Emperor is a leader, but he's also somebody who's very, he's big game. He's a big game. He's a big wig. He's somebody who is a CEO, an entrepreneur, a boss type figure. He's somebody that is looked up towards or looked up at. People respond to this person. They recognize this person. If you get to that level, you are most definitely going to, you are most definitely going to be recognized. You're definitely going to be honored for the work and the effort and the time that you've taken to put into what it is that you seek, you know? And again, that leadership trusts, that type of leader trusts their divine guidance. The star is all about divine guidance. It's about moving forward into what you want, what you're being called for. If you have something that you're being called to do, Cancer, don't ignore it. That time is done. If you are to ignore it again, then you perpetuate stagnancy. You perpetuate you know, self-sabotatory energy. Show me the Knight of Wands for Cancer. Yeah, so truth, honesty, movement, justice, clarity. Now, like I said a little bit earlier, the Knight of Wands is a card where, you know, he gets very excited about the things that he's excited about. He's very gregarious, ready to get into things, ready to be involved, but sometimes he doesn't have the best longevity. Sometimes he's in, sometimes he's out. It's like his candle burns at both ends. And it burns quickly, you know, and then whew, there comes a gust of wind. It's out and he's off to a new thing. It's important to not do that right now. It's important to really stand in your power, Cancer. It's a time to be very vulnerable with yourself in regard to your own honesty. And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but it's important to allow yourself to be utterly vulnerable within what you need, your fears, what you want, and going after what it is that you require in your life, whether that be with people or just from yourself. I think this is a reading very much of a lot of movement in the self, a lot of opening awareness, and a lot of really stepping into some new ground that you may not be quite comfortable with, but you're going to be in anyhow. So if you're going to be in it anyhow, why not make the best of it, right? Because it's there, it's for you. Show me the Star for Cancer. So for the Star, you have the King of Pentacles. Excellent. So the King of Pentacles with the Star. Again, this energy where we are being recognized for the effort that we've put into our situation. It's an earth sign, Cancer. I'm sorry, earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But this King of Pentacles, again, this entrepreneurial energy, this abundant, financially sound energy, somebody who is a go-getter, somebody who makes things happen in their life, somebody who takes care of their family and values their possessions and the world around them. You have all the signs, Cancer. Oh my God, you guys are, I have some Cancer friends. I fucking love their homes. You guys make the best homes. I mean, sure, sometimes you guys can be total pigs about it, but like when you really, anybody can be a total pig. But, and I'm not trying to point a finger, but you guys really value your surroundings. You value the energy that flows within your home, within your life. And I think, you know, rather than just live in a really clean home or a pristine home, like where you're constantly just focused on, oh my God, is there a spot there? Oh my God, da, 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 you know, like freaking out about the little shit. Like, why don't we redirect, if that's some of the case for you, why don't we redirect that energy and put it towards something where it's beneficial? Like that is that self-sabotatory energy, because it literally is coming from a place of beratement. You're berating yourself. You're like, oh my God, how could you make a mess? Like, how could you live in a pigsty? How could you, you know, but then it starts to transfer to other people. So it's no longer living in a home. It's like living on a propped set for a movie, you know? What are sets made for movies? They're made for actors. Don't be an actor in your own life, you know? Well, be an actor in your own life, but don't be fake about it. Be real. Yeah, the King of Pentacles talks about a lot of money. Somebody who's able to amass an amount of money and save it and care for it, tend to it. Show me the 10 of Swords here for Cancer. 10 of Swords for Cancer, please. Show me the 10 of Swords for Cancer. So for the 10 of Swords, oh my God, they're sticking together. 10 of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. Now, if this is a person you may have been dealing with, it's a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But again, you know, this card can talk about coming clean, emotionally connecting with somebody, being able to verbalize your feelings. You know, sometimes it talks about moving a relationship forward, but it can also talk about being in balance with yourself on an emotional level. It can talk about being in connection with other people where you're actually able to show your truer self because you're coming from a place of acknowledging your emotions, your feelings. It is also somebody who is very much steeped within their own creativity. Like the Page of Cups, there's a lot of creativity that goes within this card. You know, but it's also in a certain way, there's an action to it. And so it's stabilizing things through creativity. It is allowing your creativity to flow, and it's actually making good on it, you know. Show me the 10 of Wands in reverse for Cancer. Ten of Wands in reverse for the 10 of Wands in reverse. This is wanting to pop out too. And this is at the bottom of the deck. So the Ace of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. With the 10 of Wands in reverse, clarifying the 10 of Wands in reverse. So here, let me just get these cards out on the table. Here, we have an energy where we're tired of what we've gone through, you know. And again, I'm feeling an energy a little bit too with a person, but I think for the most part, this is kind of the trajectory that you're on now after maybe having dealt with a person or just having dealt with your own fears and emotions in regard to moving forward in your life. The 10 of Wands in reverse, clarifying the 10 of Wands in reverse, is essentially a card where we are done, where we are no longer willing to put up with the BS that we've put ourselves through, the BS that people have put us through. It's also allowing ourselves to not be beholden to the expectations of other people, and picking up on that as well, Cancer. Sometimes we have the idea that we have to be a certain way for people. We have to give and give and give and give and give, even if we're not getting back in return. And I think this is actually a turning point in regard to that. It's changing the way that you are seeing yourself, and it's also changing the way that you are actually accessing your power. It's making your power, your self-power, your personal power more palatable, more accessible. It's something to be desired, and I think you're starting to desire it because you recognize now that there's a flame burning behind it and there's a lot of potential within it. The Six of Wands here talks about victory. It talks about being recognized. It talks about making headway in the direction that you're going in. You have the Six of Wands, okay? You have the Eight of Wands. You've now got cards of movement, cards of passion behind you. There's also clarity, honesty, getting things going, okay? Now, what it's leading up to is a new beginning. And this isn't just a little bitty beginning. This is the beginning to something that is going to be absolutely wonderful. It's a long-standing outcome. It's things that bring money. It is gifts. Sometimes it is, you know, I don't see anything about loans, but some of you may be needing to get a loan in regard to the direction that you want to go in, okay? Now, I am going to move into the energy that I'm feeling because I feel like, like a little knock, knock, knock on the door for me. And I feel if you've been dealing with somebody here, there is a significant energy where we are now allowing this to kind of fall away because we see things with a fair level of compassion in regard to a person. I honestly don't think that you're going to be going on with somebody. You know, you might, but I don't think that that's the energy here. I feel that if you're dealing with somebody, there's a definite connection there's a connection to disconnect. We are being active in the disconnect of the connection because we recognize that that doesn't work for us anymore. It doesn't make sense for us anymore. It's not something that we can foster. There's no more you can give to it. Okay. And so rather rack your brain, rather, you know, put yourself, being in situations that also cause you to compromise yourself, also self-sabotatory. Here, the first card out is Five of Swords in reverse. It's letting go of that type of energy. It's letting go of self-sabotatory thoughts, feelings, actions. And it's taken you a long time and you're coming out of that shrouded veil, but you're ready to go. You know, you have to go now. There's more coming here. There's financial increase on a significant level here, Cancer. And I urge you to foster that, value it, and allow yourself to step within it. That can be very scary, but it can happen, and it can happen for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get some advice for you, Cancer. Show me advice for Cancer, please. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. For the last portion of August, show me advice for Cancer. So this one kind of popped out here. It's the Hangman, Burdock. So the Hangman, again, now this is back and forth in our minds, but it's also an energy where we... you view life, but you also need to step back and not interject in certain ways. If you have something good going on, or if you have like a good idea or a good feeling regarding something, if you're getting that like inkling that you might be onto something, allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. You know, don't get in the way of it. Don't interfere with it. Don't intervene it because you think it would be better this way, this way. Just allow your gut to work for you, and it will start doing it. You'll start ending up in a very positive place. Now, burdock root, it's a blood cleanser. It cleans the blood. It cleans the system. What are we made of? We're made of water. We're made of blood. What is our main component in our body? It's blood, organs, you know, all of these things are needing to be cleansed to work properly. It goes for the same goes for like psychic energy. The same goes for your emotional body, your spirit body. What do I mean by that? You need to cleanse that energy. You need to be free of the toxins that have been in your system, your etheric realm, your etheric field, your emotional bodies, your psychic bodies. Clear your chakras out. You know, those things are very valuable, especially when you're trying to fine-tune yourself to something new. If you're having ideas of change, that means you're literally going through a physical change as well as a psychic and emotional change, okay? Everything is changing. Help it along. Help it along. Eat good food. Drink good water, watch good things, speak good words, think good thoughts. And I'm not talking about pretending, I'm talking about if you have good feelings and good thoughts passing through your head, why don't you embrace them? Why don't you enjoy them? Why don't you build them up? You know, if any of you know about manifesting, talk to the universe, talk to your guides, talk to your angels, dear ones that love us, dear ones that communicate to us, dear ones that watch over us. Please communicate and connect with Cancers so that they may be able to step into the power that is available to them, by them, through them. Show me one more for Cancer. Aha, the Emperor with the Ace of Fire. Power, movement forward, allowing things to happen, getting that light under your butt and making it go. The Emperor, Aries energy. The Emperor is energy where we are taking leadership of our own life, where we're allowing things to happen because we know that they matter. We matter. Our thoughts and our desires matter, and they are valued to us. And so we take very much care in regard to how we cultivate things, because it's going to be moving towards the long haul here. The long haul, the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire. This is about new beginnings, new passions, being desirous towards the things that you love and want in your life. But more so than anything, it's about get up and go to create them. You have two aces here, Cancer. You have the Ace of Pentacles and you have the Ace of Wands. Actually, three. You also have the Ace of Swords. What a beautiful, beautiful energy. This is about getting real with yourself in regard to what's going to bring you longevity. It's about getting real with yourself and allowing yourself to feel the passion towards how you're going to get this. You know, get out of your way. Get out of your own way. You've got a lot to do, and there's a lot coming. So, let's pull a Nocturna and be done. Show me. Lavender. Lavender, lavender, lavender. Lavender, peace of mind, serenity, relaxation. The lavender is the ultimate symbol of serenity due to the relaxing feelings one gets when smelling the flower's beautiful aroma. Historically, lavender was used to cure all sorts of ailments, ranging from gastrointestinal issues to anxiety, and is still used extensively to this day in aromatherapy. It is a flower that encourages meditation, calmness, and peace of mind. Cancer, lavender is a very healing herb. I sometimes will get lavender flowers and crush them up and put them in my pillowcase, and that helps me go to sleep. It helps me with my anxiety. I've heard of lavender helping with vertigo. It is a calming sensation in the system. There are lavender capsules that one can take to ease anxiety. One favorite of mine is to use a diffuser with water and put lavender oil in it and just have it going through the house. It's one of the most peaceful, calming, serene feelings I know. I love lavender, especially with a little bit of orange. It's the best. It's the best. Orange and lavender. But these are very healing plants, you know. So we have a plant of healing calm, okay? We've got calm here. Calm. Allowing things to take shape for what they are. Cleansing. Allowing things to move forward. Here you have mullein. This is also good in ear oil to clear out ear congestion and blockages. Again, a reminder to be very honest in what we hear from ourselves, what we hear from our guides. Listen to your guides, listen to the connections, listen to the path that you're on. Trust your inner guidance and your wisdom. All right, Cancer, I hope that this reading was helpful for you. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you do choose to donate, I am going to be putting the link to my friend's GoFundMe page in the description box below. Please donate to him. Even if this reading was not something that you liked, I'm asking you as a human being and as a part of the collective, please help my friend. He very much needs help right now. So I love you guys, and I will be back in the next month. Take care. Bye-bye.